much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you, Brilyn.
Well, the first questions that I will ask you will be asked to all of the governor candidates I will have the honor of interviewing. After those questions, I will ask you more about your campaign specifically.
Okay.
Okay, so our first question for today is, why do you believe you're the best candidate for governor of Alabama?
Well, I believe what I've done is I had to study this early on. Again, I'm not running against any other candidate. I'm running for Alabama. I think my competitive advantage is the rest of the candidates are politicians. I'm not. I'm one of us, and I think we need one of us in Montgomery. I wasn't seeking after a title or a role, never have, never will. But for me, when we started hearing about then Governor Bentley and the stuff that was coming out, I went, not again. And so I just wanted to find somebody. I honestly never pursued being the governor. I just wanted to find somebody that wouldn't compromise or melt when the lights get hot on them. And to my surprise, the group looked at me and said, we believe you're the one. And I turned it down a couple of times, but they kept coming back. And so my wife and I prayed through it and found out that this was an open door for us at this season in our life, and we felt like it was really good for it. And it was actually 3 against 1 for a long time. My wife and kids, they were like, man, this is awesome. But I was like, you don't know how nasty politics can be in Alabama. But my wife said, if you can find anywhere in the Bible where fear is the reason you don't follow after the Lord, I guess we shouldn't do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So for me, I don't ever want to say I'm the best candidate. I just think I'm running for the people of Alabama.
Okay. What are the most important differences you believe you have from the other candidates for governor of Alabama?
For me, personally, I think my background. I've been in ministry for 30 years. And don't discount ministry because everybody goes, well, what do you know about politics? Well, I've worked in church for 30 years. I know politics pretty well. But name another vocation that is in every aspect of the human life. I'm there at birth, I'm there at death, I'm there at success and failure, crisis and joy. You can learn policy, and I'm learning policy like I'm drinking water from a fire hydrant. But you can't learn people. And you're going to have some candidates say that we need a business person to be the governor, and others are going to come in and say, no, we need a seasoned politician to be the governor. As I've traveled this state, I think now more than ever, Alabama needs a leader. Alabama needs someone who can cast a vision to this next generation and articulate it in a way to bring unity to our state. It's partly because of guys like yourself that I'm in this race.
According to the Alabama Department of Labor, 104,000 Alabama citizens were unemployed as of April 2017. As of March 2018, 81,229 Alabamians were unemployed. How do you plan to continue to lower the number of unemployed citizens if you become governor?
You have 2 trains of thought here. Is one, we keep recruiting industry to our state. The other thought is, well, we build Alabama businesses. My son, when he played baseball, I realized the power in the swing comes in being balanced. It's not an either or. To me, it's both and. And it seems like politicians are driven to be on at both ends of the spectrum and never being in the middle. I will recruit industry to our state. That's part of your job as governor. We want the right industries here. But at the same time, I want to set Alabama businesses free. Why should we not expand and incentivize Alabama businesses to hire and export our goods and services? Because Alabama businesses do something a lot of these recruited industries never do, and that's pay Alabama taxes. So when you're able to expand, you're going to hire more people. Hopefully we can continue to have the unemployment rate drop, but also provide the jobs that are going to provide higher wages, not raising the minimum wage. That's not what I'm talking about, but providing the type of jobs that you can provide for your family a great income.
Alabama has nearly 102,000 miles of roads. 50% of our roads are rated poor. What ideas do you have to improve Alabama's infrastructure?
Oh my. Well, I'm reminded of when I got into this. I wanted to find the last governor elected in Alabama with no prior political experience. It was Fob James. He was elected in 1978. And there's a book out entitled Fob. It's all about his first term as governor. And in that book, it says there were 3 issues when he was elected that had to be addressed. They were prison overcrowding, education, and roads. And Brilyn, that was 40 years ago, and nothing's ever changed. We're still dealing with roads today. You know, there's only so far you can kick the can down the road. In Alabama, we're running out of roads. So we've got to do something. So how do you do this? Just like your parents have to budget for their home, just like I had to budget for our ministry, you have to budget properly. You have to prioritize, then you have to evaluate, and then you have to eliminate the non-essentials. That would free up some money for us to go into infrastructure. But when I started looking at Alabama's budget and realized that over $60 million a year is taken right off the top of ALDOT to go and provide funding for other situations, which these other issues need to be funded, but just not out of ALDOT. That money's supposed to go for roads. I think once you do a performance audit across all state agencies and you become efficient, lean, mean, and you take that $60 million back where it needs to be and you free up money, I think we can start doing some major enhancements in our road situations across the state. And when we talk about infrastructure, we're not just talking about the roads, we're talking about broadband, we're talking about the waterways. There's so many different areas of that needs our improvement.
I understand the importance of education for K through 12 Alabama students. How will you improve Alabama's educational system if you become governor?
Yeah, right now there's only one direction, and that's up, because the latest says we're anywhere from 47th to 51st. It's amazing that we're number one in most polls about political corruption, and 47th to 51st in education. Maybe we need to flip-flop that, okay? So how are we going to do it? As governor, you are president of the State School Board of Education. I've already made a promise that I will be at every meeting unless providentially hindered of illness or something that keeps me away that's more than just a scheduling event. I will be at those meetings. The second thing is you have to cast a vision, because if you don't cast a vision, it's hard for people to run with it. There's a verse of scripture that says, write the vision, make it plain so people can run with it. So what I'll do is I'm going to make it as plain as I can. By third grade, I want every kid reading, writing, and doing arithmetic. We're going to do this with mentors in the classroom. It's not going to be hundreds of millions of dollars of initiatives. It's just going to be an army of volunteers across our state that are going to be in the classroom, and as the teacher is teaching, they've gone through a background check, and they've got proper adult supervision. But they're going to help these young minds in elementary schools across the state that every child is reading, writing, and doing arithmetic by third grade. You get into middle school, we're going to start teaching you that you're already a CEO. I wish every young person had your type of mindset, that you're already starting your own. A lot of kids don't have that opportunity. They don't think like that because they've never had the opportunity to understand the sky's the limit. Dream for it while you're young. So I want to bring that into our middle school. I want to teach economics in middle school. We're teaching it now, second semester of 12th grade. My goodness, second semester of 12th grade, you're already planning your senior trip. You're not thinking about education. Let's bring it into middle school and teach the proper aspects of money. What we want to do is ultimately, before you graduate, I don't want to prepare you to take just a test. I want to prepare you for life. I want to prepare you to be a leader. I guess I'm saying I'm tired of Alabama following everyone else. Common Core? Let's get rid of Common Core. I don't want anything common in Alabama. I don't want to be good to great. I want to take Alabama good to best. I want us to be the best in everything we're doing.